Hey, it's Tim, and today we're talking about hiking and backpacking. It's been a while. I haven't done this in a while. I'm at the park. I've got a backpack I want to show you. I want to dig in. I've not used it yet. I've only packed it and unpacked it and packed it and unpacked it and packed it a whole bunch of times. This is the Palante Desert Pack in green with the grid stop fabric, the lesser price model. And we're going to look inside. We're going to talk a little bit about the specs. We're going to look inside and see how my gear fits and what I think. And would I backpack in this? Would I wear this? Let's find a place to hang out, and we'll just talk about it. Let's look at it. I'm glad you're here. I'll be right back. I gotta find a place. And there's birds in the park, and there's wind, and it's very nice out. It's a hot day, and the wind is nice. Hey, I forgot my bucket tripod thing, so I'm running home to get it. Gosh, I just made it back. I had to go back to the house. I forgot my little bucket tripod thing that I stick on the table to elevate the camera. I keep breaking tripods, so I just have the little tripod that's attached to my camera. Now, because I walked all the way back home and back, I calculated it's about 200 yards. So I walked up here 200, back down to the house 200, and then back up here 200. That's 600 yards. I've got 600 yards of experience on this backpack, so I can tell you all about it. I've got it down. I'm sweating a little bit, so it's hot. Let's go over here and let's set up the camera. We're going to set up at this table. I'm going to tell you about the Palante Desert Pack that I'm wearing right now. It's green. Hey, it's Tim. We already know that. Okay. So far, this is a frameless backpack. It does not have a load-bearing hip belt. We'll talk about more about that in just a second. And it has shoulder pockets, you can see right here, which seem to be great. But I want to talk real quick. I just walked down to the house and back, and what I want to say is it's very soft. I want to say it's soft, and maybe that's because it is frameless, and I don't have any hard objects in my backpack that is part of my gear, except for my cook pot. We'll get onto that in a little bit too, where that's located. As far as it's all soft on my back. We're talking a food bag. What else is there? My jacket, my sleeping bag, my tent. All these things are soft that are in there. There's nothing really hard in there. So that makes it comfortable on your back and soft. I don't have to even slide my sit pad or anything like that, or my sleeping pad in between my back and the gear, because it's just kind of the way it is. I don't know, it's soft. And also the shoulder straps are nice and soft and wide. They're soft. You know, I have a Hyperlight as well that I enjoy. I like it. I've never had a discomfort with the shoulder straps. They're a little narrow, but I've never had really a problem because I've never really overloaded that bag. And it's always been comfortable, and it's always been within limits. I think when you really if you had a Hyperlight, let's say you have the Hyperlight 55 or even the bigger one, a 65 liter, and you have that thing up here because you got all your stuff in there, and all you're running is those thin little straps. Yeah, it might hurt a little bit because you've got a lot of weight. So I like my 40 liter. It's perfect. Even when it's fully loaded, it doesn't hurt. So I know people complain about those straps, and it's probably because it's so heavy. It's a bigger bag if you have the bigger one, and there's a lot of weight. It's just uncomfortable. So anyway, these are nice and padded and soft. They're so supple and soft, like a baby's bottom. Sorry, that's a little weird. But I just, from walking back to the house and back up here, very comfortable shoulder straps. I like them. Let's look at the pack. Let's look it over real quick. Let's see what we got. Okay, well, we're here. Let's look at this right here. Shoulder strap pockets right here. I've got my phone. This is a Galaxy S21 Plus. It's the bigger one. Fits in there just fine. Probably better for snacks or whatever, but your phone does fit in there. There we go. Phone fits in there. This side I've got a water bottle. This is a smaller one though. This is a 500 milliliter water bottle. Fits in there no problem. They've got some little cinch straps in case you have like a pack of gum or something in there and you don't want it to fall out and you're doing cartwheels and things like that. So there's a little cinch straps on those. I like that. That's cool. Nothing else on the shoulder straps. Let's see if there's some. Yeah, there's these things right here, because it does have a water bladder hose hole, water bladder hose hole for your water. So you could tuck that in there or strap it, or you could tie something there if you wanted to. Now we've got a harness shoulder strap thingy with the whistle, and it's adjustable. Now this kind of adjustable one. Hold on, camera. Now this kind of adjustable one here, I'm not really, it does slide up and down pretty easily, but it doesn't permanently attach. It's got like a hook, and I have lost, well, not lost completely, but dropped on the ground 2 of these kind off my other bags, and like, oh shoot, where'd it go? And I have to go find it. But this one seems to be holding on pretty good. It seems to be holding on good. So no major complaint there. And I haven't actually used it, so that's good. And easily adjustable both sides. Ooh, and they kind of tuck underneath the pockets. Okay, I'm gonna take it off and we're gonna look at it. We're gonna back this up. Let's bring it down. All right, on the back side are I never know what's the back and what's the front. Let's call this, because it's on your back, the back. Now I've got all my soft stuff in here, so there's nothing poking me. That's good. Here's the shoulder straps. They have an interesting and comfortable curve to them, I would say, for a guy. For me, maybe they're good for girls too. I know a lot of women do enjoy this pack. They're also angled ever so slightly so that they open. They're not like pushed inward like that. They lay kind of open. So when it kind of diverts them into your pits, if you will, your armpits. There's the wind. I'm going to stop for a second. Okay, that was the straps. Let's look at the side water bottle pockets. All right, in this side water bottle pocket, I've got a water bottle, 1 liter, smart water. No problem. That fits plenty. You probably fit 2 in there. We'll see that in a second. Let's see. Trekking pole. It goes in there sometimes. These have the bungee type side straps, and it is removable. If you want, you can take it off, and it's of course squishy. You know, you can adjust it. Let's see how 2 smart water bottles fit in here, should you desire to do that. Yeah, no problem. 2 bottles fit in there nice, and you can cinch them down with this so they don't fall out if you want to. But if I do that, I walk with a lean to the right or the left, and so I don't usually do that unless there's 2 in the other side too. That was a joke, sorry. Okay, yeah, these are huge water bottle pockets. You can put your tent in there if you wanted to. All right, assuming your tent wasn't too big. Okay, other side I had the same thing, smart water bottle. I also have my umbrella on this side. We're gonna unhook it. It's got a little hook. Umbrella, trekking pole on this side. That's what's in the outside pockets. You can see they're quite large. All right, this has an over-the-top closure, and on the top I have put my sit pad. I always do that. I put my sit pad on top. It's the Gossamer Gear, what is it, 1/8 inch foam pad. I use it for sitting. I use it for, you can kind of roll it out. It's like a little beach blanket when you're in the wilderness. You can just lay it out and kind of just lay down or put your food on it, make a little picnic. I kind of like having it out there. It's big, it's light, it's comfy. All right, the front mesh pocket is a ultra stretch mesh. I believe that's what that's called, ultra stretch mesh. I am not a fan of this, only because it is so tight and so small. If I want to put my snacks or my shoe in there or something, it is so darn tight. It's hard to get stuff in there. Now I know that's good because it holds everything tight to your pack and you don't have this big bulging thing sticking out to catch on things, but it's really hard to put things in and out of here. So like I'm gonna go ahead, yeah, I'm gonna unload it. So I'm not a big fan of the ultra stretch mesh, but it's okay. It also has this steak pocket on the side. Now that's not for a ribeye, that's for your tent steaks or anything, straws. You could put anything. You could put your poop shovel in there if you wanted to, if it fit. I keep my tent steaks in my tent bag. I just do. It's just one less thing to flop around and to lose or to have to put somewhere. It's in the bag with the tent. So yeah, that's okay. And then we got an ice axe here, and ice axe loop, I should say. Ice axe loop has a little hole right here. If you just didn't want it hanging out like dingly dangly, you can stick it in this little hole. And there, poof, it's gone. Magic. And then you can get it out if you need it. If you're carrying your ice axe today. So that leads me to the bottom. It has this bottom pocket. I've never had a bottom pocket before on a backpack. And so I don't have anything in there right now because I don't have anything that I would put in there. Maybe trash, candy bars, something like that. But it's very accessible while you're wearing it. The bottom stretch mesh pocket has a big hole on one side and a little tiny hole on the other side to shove the wrappers, candy bar wrappers, and your finger and whatever else you want to stick in there. All right. Did we forget anything else on the outside? What else is on the outside that we need to go over? All right, I think that's pretty much it for the outside. Let's just look at the top real quick. It's got a hook. It's got a hook. It looks like this, one of these metal open hooks. I don't know if you can even see that. I'm gonna try to hold it still. If you can even see that, it's got one of these little metal hooks. You just hook it and you cinch it, and that's it. It's pretty easy. And there's that, and we're talking roll top with this, and it's got some snaps across the top, no Velcro. All right, I think I said that this is the grid stop. It's green with the black ultra stretch mesh, and this is the 19-inch torso length, the Palante Desert Pack. And in the 19-inch torso, it weighs 19.2 ounces empty. 19.2 ounces, it's a little heavier than like my Gossamer Gear Fast Pack, but it's also a little bit bigger. Also, I notice when I hold this up and I pack it and it's sitting next to my Hyperlight 40 liter, it's about the same size. So I would say that the 40 liter thing is pretty true. I think it's really about 40 liters. It's just where you're carrying it. And this pack, a lot of the volume, not a lot of, some of the volume is above the shoulder straps, just a little bit. So this is a pack that if you had it overloaded, shoulder, what do they call them? Load lifters would be kind of handy. But I don't think you need it. You're not going to overload this pack. If you do, you're crazy. That would be horribly uncomfortable. All right. Right, so I said the internal volume is 43 liters on this one. If you get the 18-inch torso, it's only 37 liters, so just a little bit smaller. So how does my gear fit in here? Is my gear gonna fit in here? We're gonna find out. I've got it all spewed. My underwear is out here, some socks. There's all kinds of crap on the table that you can't see necessarily. It's down here at the bottom of the screen. But right off the top, when I'm loading this pack, what I wanna say is, compared to like my Gossamer gear that has the fold-over top, this is so much easier to pack because it is V-shaped. That's kind of the Palante pack thing, like they have the V2, but it is V-shaped. Look at how how wide it is at the top. It is so much easier to get your stuff in. And so let's pack it. Let's see how all my stuff fits into this bag, and we'll. It's always my favorite thing to do is to see how my gear is going to fit in that bag, and is it going to be comfortable. So we're going to start with. This is my Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite. We'll stick that down at the bottom. I've got it folded up. We're gonna put it as like a little flat spot in the bottom. Okay, and then I'll just stick my pillow in there. I want to get a new pillow, by the way. I don't like, hey, stuff's blown away. I'll be right back. It's a nice breezy day out here. All right, so what I stick in there, my pillow. Okay, I'd like to find another pillow. I feel like my pillow is like too small and it's uncomfortable. This is the Sea to Summit. What's it called? Sea to Summit Aeros Ultralight Pillow. Stick that in there. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is take this plastic xylofoam, what's it called? Plastic bag. Stick it down inside there because we're just planning it that way. Sometimes I don't do that. If I'm only gonna be out for like a day or two, and I know it's not gonna rain, I'm not worried about it. And if it does rain, it's not terrible. I'm not gonna be gone I won't use it. Sometimes I do use it. It does make it a little harder to load. Here's my quilt. Bandit 20 degree UGQ. And we're gonna stuff it in there. I like to do that because it fills in all the corners and spaces, and it just fills in the bag. It molds to the inside of the shape of the bag. I used to use a waterproof stuff sack, but it just turns into like a really hard. I know it makes it smaller. It makes it. You might have a waterproof stuff sack. Like I had a Sea to Summit waterproof bag that I used to stick it in. It just makes this big hard lump in the bottom of your bag. I should say in the bottom of your backpack. That's better. All right, we're stuffing that in there. Okay. Now anything I don't want getting wet should it rain. Extra pair of socks, my beanie, under bridges. Sometimes I do this. I put my electronics bag, which is like my battery, my wall charger, and sometimes, like I said, if I was just going for a day or two, this bag might get smaller. Stick that down in there, and then this is the weird thing that I have not seen anybody else do, but I take my cook pot and my stove. It doesn't need to stay dry necessarily, but I like to, it's hard. It's the only hard thing in my bag that could gouge me in the back, and I like to stick it down inside my sleeping bag. It kind of mush it in there, and then everything kind of grows in around it. Okay, I also have a sleeping shirt that I forgot. It's just a Cotopaxi. It's not really a sleeping shirt. It could be just a t-shirt, just an extra shirt. And sometimes I carry a hooded long sleeve shirt for sleeping too. That is all, right? That is all I'm gonna stick in that bag. So let's close it up. I'm gonna push it down as much as I can. Whoop, 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 whoop. and push. And then we'll just, let me pull this down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Take the throat like this, and then I grab it around it like I'm strangling it. And I'm pushing down on its shoulders. And I push it down, and then I give it a little twist. And then shove it over to the side. All right. The next thing that's gonna go in there is my food bag, which is right here. Now this is like a simulated maybe 2 to 3 days max bag of food. So that's gonna sit right on top. It's kind of heavy. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my jacket. Oops, forgot this. This is my ditty bag. I have a head net in there. I've got my little knife. What's in here? Some ibuprofen. I don't know what's in here. I forgot. I never get into this thing. Toothpaste, toothbrush, Leukotape, patch kit for my sleeping pad, things like that. That's in there. Seal that baby up, stick it inside. Just kind of find a little pocket for it. Preferably in the front, not in the back. Okay, we're looking good. And then my jacket, my puffy jacket, is gonna go in here. That kind of shoves in. Kind of shoves in like so. Right, and then this is my Gossamer Gear, the one with the tent stakes here. They're in there. They're in there in a little tiny Dyneema stuff sack. I'm gonna stick that on the top. Okay, like I said, this is the top is so wide, it's like a big throat. It's like a big mouth. It's like somebody with a big mouth, and it's real easy to load everything inside there. I'm gonna push it down a little bit. I'm gonna snap the snaps. Snap the snaps. All right, I always snap the snap on the outside and roll it down. I've seen people do it the other way where you roll it down and then snap the snaps, and it's kind of like a handle. I don't do that. I just go like this, and it's rolled down pretty good. And then I'm gonna take my, remember before we had this on the top, I'm gonna stick that back on the top. Take this strapalage, hook it. We're gonna hook it right here. Pull it taut. Pull it taut. Now, what else do I want to say? Now, sometimes I go like this too, and kind of just feel with my hands on the back and make sure, oh, there's something right there. So I'm gonna kind of work it out and mush it down. There we go. So it's nice and soft and flat, so it's ready to go on my back. Now in the front pocket, where I like to joke that I can only fit like a slice of pizza, maybe this will stretch out and it'll be bigger later. I don't know. My potty kit's gonna go in there. Actually, I'm not gonna put that in first. I'm gonna put my headlamp in first because I know I'm not gonna need that till tonight, right? I'm gonna put that on the bottom. My buff. Okay, probably gonna need a potty kit, deuce of spades, toilet paper, things like that. Now, it depends where I'm going. This is an extra water bladder and my filter. Sometimes I just screw my filter right on the bottle. For today, I'm not doing that. This is just my water bladder. So you can see how my stuff's fitting in here pretty good with some extra space. I haven't put anything on the bottom. I have really not stuffed this full yet. Oops. Here's my spork. I forgot to, that usually goes in my food bag. I forgot. So for today, I'm just gonna stick it right here. All right. Yeah, and I think that's it. We got everything stuffed back in there. I mean, my trekking poles are here. My water bottles are here. So how does it fit? It feels great. You can hook these things back around, pull them tight. And I actually still have quite a bit of room in here. Because it's a 40-liter bag, I can still fit more stuff in here. I really squished it down. And for just a short trip maybe, it's pretty comfortable. I really like how padded they're just, and it's not, you know, you can have really thick pad, but the pad can be hard. This is really soft. So like if it was laying on your collarbone or something, it wouldn't feel so bad. It'd feel nice and comfortable, and they're wide. So I like the shoulder straps on this, very comfortable. Now, I gotta use it, because what good is a review without some kind of experiential knowledge? And I have none. So I apologize for that. We're gonna go backpacking soon. I have been inundated with all kinds of life. Life keeps happening. I had a huge car accident, blah, 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 blah. And I haven't been able to go backpacking, and the summer is almost over. I have almost missed it. really bummed. But so actually, first, what I want to say is, if I was going up to the Sierras and I was going to be gone for several days, I was carrying a bear can, things like that, I probably wouldn't use this. I would probably use, in fact, not probably, I would for sure carry my Hyperlight mountain gear Southwest 40 for that. But if I was going to go out like last summer or last winter in February, I did a great desert trip out in the desert, I would carry the desert pack because it's for the desert, right? No, but because it was, you know, I know where I'm going and I love to be outdoors and just go outside and be in the nature, in the wilderness. My favorite thing to do. So all in all, I think this is a great pack for overnight. Oh, one more thing. I did put I have a BV 450. I did stick it in there with all my gear and it does fit. But I didn't bring it down here today because I didn't want to. I'm not going to hike with it in there. I wouldn't do it. Maybe also my base weight is at like 12 pounds. And so I think it's a little too heavy with my current base weight to accommodate the weight. Oh, I forgot to show you something. I totally forgot something. This bag has, hold on, we gotta readjust the camera. Sorry, very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. I wanna show you something else. This bag has a hip belt. It has a waist strap and it's tucked away right here in the sides. Look at this, look at this. Oh man, I'm so excited, I forgot to tell you that. I'm gonna put it on and show you what good is. What good is this? What good is this little webbing belt? But I'm gonna show you. All right, I'm so embarrassed. I forgot to. All right, I'm so embarrassed. I forgot to show you the webbing belt. Now, let's say you got your pack on. Now, this backpack rides a little higher. You'll see that it stops right here. Like if you had your fanny pack on, your fanny pack would fit in it. Remember I showed you that with the Gossamer gear. Like the fast packs, they ride a little higher on your back, and so does this. And that's really where you should wear it. So without a frame, when you don't have a frame, and when you don't have a big heavy waist hip belt, you want the pack to ride a little higher. It's a lot more comfortable. It's not sitting on your hips. It's up on kind of on your haunches a little bit more, not hanging on your shoulders, but it's a little higher. And that's how this rides too. It's very comfortable. My Volpe rides high like that too. And so it's much more comfortable than it being down here and kind of pulling downwards on you like this. And so I like how it sits a little higher. You can tighten up the shoulder straps just to kind of keep it up there if you want. And so what that does though is give you a little bit of a higher center of gravity. And then if your pack's way too heavy, then that's not good. But if it's just right, you get that sweet spot, then it's good. So this like 1-inch webbing belt is not intended to carry weight, right? It just kind of keeps the pack close to your body. So when you're moving around and you're kind of jiggling and you're doing your jiggle joggle and you're hiking and you're hopping over rocks and you're doing your thing like this, you climb up here and then you go over here and then you run around like that and you come back. It kind of keeps the pack from jostling around too much because you have more weight on top. And right now the way it sits is the only thing that's on you is the shoulders, and so there's not gonna have a pivot point. So this kind of locks it in a little bit better, keeps it moving. You don't make it really tight, you make it kind of loose, just comfortable, and I like it. All right. Well, we gotta go hiking in it. I gotta hike in it to tell you if it's good and it's comfortable. And I think it is. I'm comfortable. So anyway, that's the end of today's video. That's the end of the talk about the Palante Desert Pack that I've got on my back. It's green. It's green and black. I like the colors. I'm in the park. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you like I'm gonna put another backpack review right here for you to go watch. Something else I've done. I'm not really good at reviews, but kind of just talks and load ups and things like that. And if you want to see one of the other ones, we'll let the algorithm choose for you. So there'll be a video right here chosen especially for you from the algorithm. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. I don't know when. I'll see you later.